Okay, so I'm going to have a little chat about shafts. Okay, everyone knows I'm a bit of a shaft guy, but that's okay. This is the stability shaft. You'll see that a lot on tour now. Now it looks like Stroke Lab from Odyssey. It is and it isn't. The idea is you're trying to have a stiffer, stronger shaft to have less deflection, less wobble. Now, actually, this is one of my putters. I've got a few, so it's got your pleasure. But this is a stock shaft. So, if you look at the way this profile bends, you can see that it's very soft. Okay, you can see that flex. This stability shaft hardly moves. It's hard to move it. I'm trying to put some pressure on it, but it hardly moves. Now, when you putt, believe it or not, you do put a load on the shaft. If you've got a soft, wobbly shaft, that's going to create a bit of fishtailing. Even though you're only moving at 4, 5, 6 miles an hour, there's a change in direction, there's going to be a load on the shaft. So, what happens to that? Your strike becomes inconsistent, and those of you that say there's no gear effect on a flat face putter, wrong, there is. So you need to hit it out the middle. Ben will talk about that in a minute with coaching. If you can't aim it, if you can't strike out the middle, if you can't control the path and you can't control the pace, the chance of you holding the putt and reducing each time you go dink, 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 it's reducing down. So if you've got a wobbly, if you like, shaft, for want of a phrase, that becomes inconsistent. Now the idea of stabilities are they're heavier, they're stronger, and they have aluminum cores in the middle, so that middle bit does not move. Now a mallet has, a higher balance point, and a blade has a lower balance point. So you're trying to match up the two styles for styles, because again, toe drop, face balance, different requirements. But the idea with this is it feels like when you're putting it, it feels stronger, it feels more together, it feels more as one unit. So if you're trying to go left below right, or high wrist or cock out, or you're trying to lock out, you're trying to keep that in line and there's no fishtailing. You don't want to feel any wobble, because that wobble will create inconsistent strike, it will create inconsistent spin, and we'll go back to it on the Quintic. You will not be hitting consistent putts with that. So we'll hit some putts on it and we'll show you what we mean. Okay, you can see from that shaft, that one there with the steel shaft, I've hit it slightly, mishit it, and you see how it's twisted. So we're looking at that number and saying, can we reduce that twist down? Now also what you won't see on that is the fact that the face was wobbling 49 degrees per second open. So that's going to give you a slight, again, cataract wobble effect. It's because the shaft is soft and it's fishtailing. So we're going to hit now one with the stability now and see how it comes out. Okay, so that was the same stroke, slightly inside, slightly aiming open face. That's typical of me. My attack angle is too much. I'm 3 degrees on the up. We'll show that in a minute. But you can see what's happening with stability shaft. It's a little stronger. The twisting effect is reduced down hugely, and that will give you a more online putt. If it starts online, you've got more of a chance to hold it. And also the rate of closure, or the rotation rate, is down to under 40 degrees per second. So that's a better number. So again, that stability shaft does help control that wobble effect. So interesting. So just a quick summary about the stability shaft. Look, it's not for everybody, but if you don't like the feeling of a soft or wobbly shaft, and or you suffer from inconsistent strike patterns, and you get this face wobbling because you hit it all over the face, that could and will take some of that wobble out. It won't solve all your problems, but it will negate some of them, and again, that helps you become more consistent. That's all we're trying to do, become more consistent.